terror plot just foiled this morning overseas. Breaking news as we come on the air. 3 men taken into custody moments ago, accused of plotting an ISIS-inspired attack targeting police and churches in Australia.
Caught on camera, the new video this morning shot by a Democratic congressman inside one of those detention centers.
And she doesn't have another
showing women huddled in sleeping bags, some separated from their children. And the investigation this morning into a secret Facebook group for Border Patrol agents, the post joking about migrants' deaths.
Baseball tragedy. The investigation right now into the shocking death of 27-year-old pitcher Tyler Skaggs, found in his hotel room. This photo taken just the day before. Now the search for answers as tributes pour in.
The crazy close call caught on camera. This young boy thankfully okay after falling between a train and the platform. How they pulled him free.
Rapinoe sends it in low. Go, U.S.! Soccer Spygate as Team USA gears up for today's semifinal showdown with England. The new drama, the accusations of spying, with a trip to the final on the line.
And Teen Titan. The 15-year-old American phenom who just beat Venus Williams at Wimbledon, now taking the tennis world by storm. Coco Gauff's parents are joining us live right here on GMA.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
We do say Good Morning America. You think her parents are just a wee bit happy?
I think so.
A little proud. They're going to join us live. Special win for their daughter.
Amazing. Coco Gauff is her name. Just 15 years old, the youngest player to ever qualify for Wimbledon's main draw.
We're going to be talking about her a lot this morning because she deserves it. But we are going to begin with that breaking news. 3 terror suspects just taken into custody overseas, accused of plotting an ISIS-inspired attack on churches and police officers in Australia. ABC's James Longman starts us off with the very latest. Good morning, James.
Good morning, Cecilia. A terror plot inspired by ISIS, but thankfully foiled overnight in Sydney, Australia. 3 men were arrested in raids across the city for planning attacks on a range of public buildings and embassies. 2 of the men, aged 20 and 23, have been charged for being members of the so-called Islamic State. Now, authorities say their targets included police stations, embassies and consulates, schools, courts and even churches. The younger of the 2 was monitored for over a year since his return from Lebanon, and police say he was planning on going to Afghanistan to fight alongside ISIS there. The US-backed coalition may have recaptured the territory that ISIS once held in Syria and Iraq, but as these latest arrests show, their ideology is still very much a global threat. And as Australia continues to deal with the issue of returning ISIS fighters, the region is also reeling from far-right terror after the March attacks on mosques in New Zealand that killed 51 people. Robin?
Such tense times. All right, James, thank you. Now to breaking news on the border. There are new images this morning from inside one of those detention centers shot secretly by a Democratic congressman. This at the same time that President Trump has signed a $4.6 billion humanitarian aid package. Will Carr is there at the border for us. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Robin. The men and women who patrol this border are really under fire this morning. For the first time since Congress zeroed in on certain detention facilities, one congressman smuggled a cell phone inside to show you the images, and he is comparing the conditions to a prison. This morning, there are new images from inside 2 detention facilities on the U.S.-Mexico border. The videos secretly recorded by Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro, who is touring the facilities with a congressional delegation. Castro visited 2 Customs and Border Patrol facilities along with a group of lawmakers on Monday, where he and several other prominent Democrats complained of ongoing harsh conditions.
What we saw today was unconscionable. No child should ever be separated from their parent.
Border Patrol required the lawmakers to surrender their cell phones. The Castro managed to record this video at El Paso Border Station number 1, what he describes as a cramped cell. You can see several mothers seen huddled together with blue sleeping bags on the floor, many separated from their children, and say they've been denied showers for up to 15 days. In response, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeted these startling allegations. Just left the first CBP facility. I see why CBP officers were being so physically and sexually threatening towards me. Officers were keeping women in cells with no water and had told them to drink out of the toilets. This was them on their good behavior in front of members of Congress. A senior Democratic aide in Castro's office says the women consented to the video because they wanted to get their stories out there. We've reached out to CBP for comment about the videos, but they haven't responded yet. This after stunning allegations against some Border Patrol agents. The CBP now investigating a secret Facebook group with roughly 9,500 members, reportedly containing extremely offensive posts about migrants and Democratic politicians. The post circulated in a group called I'm 1015, the radio code used by Border Patrol to report aliens in custody.
We expect that there will be a full investigation. I expect that there will be a congressional investigation.
The investigative site ProPublica released the post showing disturbing imagery and comments. Talking about a 16-year-old Guatemalan who died in May, one member reportedly said, "Oh well." Border Patrol leaders say they've launched an investigation to determine whether agents participated in the group.
Don't let the actions of a few be representative of the whole is what I would ask.
Some of those posts were so terrible, they even made fun of that migrant father and daughter who drowned crossing into the United States. The agency's chief says that agents will be held accountable. Whit.
Will Carr at the border for us. Thank you. Now to the investigation underway into the sudden death of a Major League Baseball player. Los Angeles Angels pitcher Tyler Skaggs found dead in his hotel room in Texas. The 27-year-old just entering the prime of his career. ABC's Eva Pilgrim is at Angels Stadium in Anaheim with the very latest. Eva, good morning.
Good morning, Whit. The news of Tyler Skaggs' death, a shock to so many. You can see a memorial building here, and the team has actually put a tribute to him up on the stadium. He was scheduled to take the mound again on Thursday. Now instead, his team is in mourning.
Major League Baseball reeling from tragedy this morning after Los Angeles Angels pitcher Tyler Skaggs' sudden death.
Medic 401, truck 401, respond, medical emergency, Hilton, South Lake, Town Square.
Skaggs, who had just pitched this weekend, was in Dallas for a series against the Texas Rangers. Around 2 Monday afternoon, police were called to his hotel where the pitcher was found unresponsive.
The possible death investigation.
Skaggs was pronounced dead at the scene. His death stunning friends, family, and fans. The seemingly healthy 27-year-old posting on Instagram a team photo just hours before his death. Howdy y'all, hashtag Texas road trip. His rivals on the diamond as heartbroken as his teammates.
It wasn't a guy that I enjoyed having to go up against. Obviously, he gave all the teams I coached fits. It's just awful to think that that's not going to be around anymore.
Overnight, the San Diego Padres and San Francisco Giants taking a moment of silence to honor Skaggs. Teammate and former roommate center fielder Mike Trout tweeting, "Words cannot express the deep sadness we feel right now. Our thoughts and prayers are with Carly and their families, remembering him as a great teammate, friend, and person who will forever remain in our hearts. We love you, 45. Skaggs leaves behind a wife he married just 7 months ago on New Year's Eve.
And last night's Angels-Rangers game has been postponed. Police say that no foul play is suspected at this time. No cause of death. Robin.
Incredibly sad, Eva. Thank you. Now to that summer scorcher. July 4th, as you know, just 2 days away. Millions from the heartland all the way to the East Coast are feeling those searing temperatures. Advisories are being issued right now. Ginger, of course, tracking the latest. Good morning, Ginger.
Hey, good morning to you, Robin. That's when you know we cross over into what could be dangerous. When you start to see heat advisories pop on the map, as we do here, Fort Wayne, Indiana, into Northwest Ohio, you could feel like close to 100 degrees. And it's just hard when it's days on end of temperatures in the 90s. If you don't have air conditioning and you're young or old and exposed to temps in the 90s or 100s, it's going to be dangerous. Then you look at this, and the jet stream kind of stays in the same place. You're going to have storms along a stationary front there, but south, this high retrogrades, it sits along the Gulf and into the southeast. Look at Raleigh on the 4th of July, 103, 103 Tallahassee, 104 Mobile. You're going to have to take time in and out on barbecues for sure, Cecilia.
How many triple digits on that map there? Okay, Ginger, thank you. We'll turn now to the White House and those growing tensions with Iran. Officials there say Iran has now exceeded its limit on enriched uranium, limits set in that 2015 deal abandoned by the Trump administration. Let's bring in our chief global affairs correspondent, Martha Raddatz in Washington. Martha, this is prompting a new warning from President Trump.
Absolutely, Cecilia. The president is now warning Iran that they are playing with fire. President Trump has said again and again that the U.S. will not allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon, but it is unclear what his next move will be, aside from threats and his so-called maximum pressure campaign, Cecilia.
And Martha, the president also making headlines on another front, this one for his 4th of July plans. He's going to be giving a big speech, he says, on the National Mall. And word now that he's asked the Pentagon to bring in fighter jets and military tanks.
As you know, Cecilia, ever since he saw the Bastille Day celebration in Paris in 2017, Trump has wanted a similar parade in Washington. And now we know what that will include and what it will not. The Blue Angels will perform. There will be an Air Force One flyover and other military aircraft and tanks stationed on the streets. The Associated Press caught an image of 2 Abrams tanks on a rail car headed for D.C. Trump had wanted them rolling down Pennsylvania Avenue, but 60-ton vehicles are not so good for roadways. So the 2 Abrams tanks and 2 Bradley fighting vehicles will be sitting stationary. The president said the display would also include brand new Sherman tanks, but those were developed in World War II and went out of service in the late 1950s. What we don't know, Cecilia, is how much exactly this is all going to cost.
That is the big question this morning. Martha Raddatz, thank you. Whit?
Cecilia, thanks. To the race for the White House now, and the first post-debate poll. It shows California Senator Kamala Harris surging into second place in the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. Former Vice President Joe Biden still leading, but down from 32% a month ago. Harris now at 17%, up from 8% a month ago. Elizabeth Warren also showing a big gain here. Bernie Sanders is the only other candidate in double digits. Now, this comes as candidate Joe Biden's son, Hunter, speaks out in a new interview, opening up about his personal struggles, including a battle with drug addiction, his relationship with his father, and business dealings that have come under scrutiny. ABC's Lindsay Davis is here with more on that story. Lindsay, good morning.
Good morning to you. An incredibly candid interview with 49-year-old Hunter Biden, who really gets into the weeds about some harrowing experiences. He talks about drinking that started in high school, cigarette and cocaine use that started in college, and he explains that he was a no-show at his dad's kickoff event because these negative stories started surfacing. The youngest son of former Vice President Joe Biden now laying bare his struggle with drugs and alcohol, including at least 5 stints in rehab. Hunter Biden opening up to the New Yorker in a new feature story at a critical point for his father where any surprises or family secrets could impact his campaign, saying, "I was in that darkness. I was in that tunnel. It's a never-ending tunnel. You don't get rid of it. You figure out how to deal with it."
There's just too many examples, I think, in here of, a person who's lonely and, doesn't really have anybody to turn to, and who, is just suffering and struggling to try to get some control in his life.
His addiction to cocaine led to a discharge from the Navy. Biden also describes a time he attempted to buy cocaine at a homeless encampment. Someone put a gun to his head before realizing that he was a buyer. Biden also opens up about his complicated relationships. After the death of older brother Beau in 2015 from brain cancer sent him back to rehab, he separated from his first wife, Kathleen, eventually starting a relationship with Beau's widow, Hallie Biden. "We were sharing a very specific grief. I started to think of Hallie as the only person in my life who understood my loss." The article's author tells us about the tight bond between father and son. The elder Biden's calls and texts regularly interrupting the New Yorker interviews. Once, while Vice President Biden helped his son during a period of heavy drinking,
he told his dad that he was okay even when he wasn't. And it took his father, taking a Suburban and a very small Secret Service detail to his apartment to literally knock on his door and say, "Son, I need you to get help," effectively.
And then there's the matter of Hunter Biden's business dealings. Allegations he leveraged his father's name to win business in Ukraine and China, where Hunter accompanied his father on an official trip in 2013. Upon hearing the news that President Trump is investigating him, Hunter Biden recalls spotting a helicopter overhead, telling his wife, "I hope they're taking pictures of us right now," directing an expletive toward the president, saying, "I don't care. Here I am living my life." As for those overseas business dealings, Hunter Biden denies claims that there was anything unethical, and there's been no evidence that Joe Biden used his influence to help his son. But the watchdog group put it this way, saying at absolute minimum, there's a huge appearance of conflict.
And this was no surprise to the Biden campaign. They knew this was coming.
Right. The reporter for The New Yorker says that multiple times during his interview with Hunter, the dad was calling and interrupting their conversation. It seems like this was the campaign's way of just trying to get out in front of this.
Yeah. Lindsay Davis, thank you.
All right, now to Team USA, that huge anticipation for today's World Cup matchup. The U.S. taking on England on the line. The finals. And there's some drama ahead of the big game. So let's go to Adrienne Bankert, who's lucky enough to be there in France. She has more for us. Good morning, Adrienne.
Hey, good morning. Hey, good morning, Robin. So good to be with you, too. Yes, the drama, a faux pas, as the French would call it, here ahead of those games. Meanwhile, the Americans here in Lyon are celebrating big time. We actually hung out with Megan Rapinoe's mom, some of their biggest fans, giving Team USA a special message.
This morning, a culture clash ahead of the World Cup semifinals. England's coach calling out Team USA for bad etiquette, saying American staff was out of bounds after being spotted at England's hotel.
Not something that we do, send somebody around to another team's hotel.
Team USA says they were simply scouting potential locations to stay in for when they make it to the finals. Some critics calling that move arrogant.
In terms of arrogance, I think that's got nothing to do with us. That's planning and preparation for our staff.
Overnight, U.S. women's soccer celebrated with a pre-party for all their fans, including some very special team VIPs.
It's surreal. Actually, it's surreal, but I feel so proud.
Megan Rapinoe's mother, Denise, and Ali Krieger's mom, Debbie.
Do you think this particular year is unique in any way?
I do. There's just so many movements going on right now for women that are so empowering.
Right when you think, okay, 2 World Cups is great, and then when you get a phone call, you're like, oh my God, your dreams do come true.
England's coach says the French are now backing England as their second team, expected to fill the massive Lyon stadium. Team USA needs their biggest fans cheering them on.
USA, you got this! You got this, girls!
Okay, that was a really fun party. I wish I could have stayed up longer to celebrate with them. But we got to tell you, we met Alex Morgan's mom and dad. They were hanging out at the party as well. One local French paper here reports that 20,000 Americans purchased tickets to see the games here in Lyon. Guys,
and many more are calling in sick or will be watching from work. But that was some party there, Adrienne.
I was dancing. I gotta tell you, I was dancing.
We know that you were.
She's got her disco voice this morning. Yeah.
Thank you, Adrienne. We're going to follow a lot of other headlines this morning as well, including that thrilling Wimbledon win. 15-year-old Corey Coco Gauff beating her idol Venus. What she said to her just moments after the match. Coco's parents are going to join us live in just a little bit.
Can't wait to hear from them. And the blockbuster 4th of July bargains on iPads, furniture, and more. Where to find the best deals, even when you're hanging out at the beach. First, though, let's go back to Ginger.
Yes, and here's something you don't see every day. An EF0 tornado taking down trees, 80-mile-per-hour winds in Portland, Oregon. Today, it's Billings over through Bismarck that has to watch for the severe storms. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, though, Tuesday Trivia, sponsored by Verizon.
We run right into these crises, and we do not leave until normalcy is restored. We'd been working for days on a site in a storm-devastated area. A family pulled up. It was a mom and her kids. Everything they had been washed away. The only thing that brought any kind of solace was the ability to hand her a device so she could call her family and let them know that she was okay.
There for you when it matters most. Join us and get up to $650 when you switch. That's Verizon.
Well, it is going to be hot today as high temperatures soar into the mid-90s. Sunny skies now. We could have an isolated late-day thunderstorm, but an increase in humidity. So later this afternoon, feeling like 97, feeling even hotter tomorrow. Heat index around 100 and feeling like 96 on the 4th.
Cannot wait to talk to Coco Gauff's parents, and we will in just a little bit. We'll be right back.
Hard work leaves a mark.
It shows on your clothes. They're branded by sweat, pride,